okay, and we should be coming up on the transcoder right about now. And there we are. And let me start the music. Hold on. And here we go. Can you hear it, Sherry? Let's dance.
Yeah.
So you wanna be
So you want to be?
a cool kid.
We are cool kids.
Yeah.
Actually, we're saucy kids.
Looking real
We're looking real.
cool and fine.
We're fine. Wait for the drums. Here we go. Thank you to Serge
So
Hoffman.
you wanna be
Music and singing to my lyrics. Bop, 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 bop. Welcome to Let's Lower This Down. Welcome to We Dish Two Saucy Dames. I'm sitting in front of the word there. I have my good friend Sherry M. Sherry has been with me since I started this show. Sherry, I think I've done about 50 episodes already. Can you believe that?
I know this started out as just some whim idea that you had, and let's just get on and talk. And you've really taken it off with a
I've
lot
been
of
called I've been called whimsical before, Sherry. I
you are
have.
whimsical.
I have. Thank you very much. I like to think I'm saucy. How are you, dear?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm fine. Happy to do this. Somebody I know, you may know from LinkedIn, from the web, posted something, sent out an email and posted something on LinkedIn a couple months ago saying things like our chats with real people talking about real stuff and not business and not technology. Shame on us. We belong on Facebook. We don't belong on LinkedIn. And my answer has been not to that person directly, but in general, we're real people. We all know relationships in business and life are made by getting to know who people are, right, Sherry?
Yeah, I see a subtle shift on LinkedIn also. I mean, it's not all business. I mean, there's so much of it that is advertising from business to business, right? But it's not all that anymore. I mean, a lot of the people that I've met over the years professionally are posting really interesting things about, I mean, kind of professional, but a little bit more on the personal side about their journeys or their husband's journey or a friend's journey. And I think that kind of rounds out the whole story, you know?
I do too. I call it the origin story.
Yes,
And
yes.
and I've started a spin-off, and the first one I've met with him twice, Martin S., a good colleague and friend of yours, called Two Saucy Dame. That's me plus cool dude. And I'm learning who these people are, people who've been
Right.
on my technology show. I didn't know Martin lived in the Seattle area. I didn't know he had young kids. I didn't know he had his own beehives. I didn't know he had a pilot's license. I have somebody else who's a major tech person who I asked, I said, would you like to do the Cool Dude Show? Sherry, he sent me a bio. I said, there's no limit to just keep going. It was like the screenplay for a biopic he wrote me. And stuff I had no idea. He had started multiple businesses in the clothing business with his wife, and he started this and he started that, in addition to a major Internet of Things IoT tech company that services big companies around the world. I didn't know. So we started this email thread, the two of us, and one of his staff was on the thread. She was copied, and she wrote, "Oh my goodness, I remember the green bar." I'm a former, mainframe programmer analyst, and she said, "I remember the green bar paper, and we used to tear off the
I
little holes
do.
on the side and make accordions out of it." I said, "Well, I was busy doing core dumps on that, finding out in the EBCDIC code where the app program had ad banded." She said we were making little things. So anyway, it just is opening up a whole new world of getting to know who people are, because when you ask Sherry for a professional bio or a CV, you get just a list of the
The,
job, bless you, the
the official,
jobs that you get the official one. You get he's worked in 15 industries and he's held 25 different titles, and he is the top of the line in terms of understanding customer needs, and the experience of the customer comes first. And it's basically a marketing pitch. That's about it. You get the top line, but you don't get all
we
the
weren't
stuff.
allowed to say who we really were. But I also find it so interesting hearing you describe this right now. And I know Martin, obviously, and he's a very, very interesting person
Oh yeah.
and multi-talented. Um, that I always feel like a slacker when I hear these stories about men. And then I go, well, wait a minute, but I raised two kids.
There you go. There you go. I had the same thing. I went to a very prestigious at the time, it was an all-girls school. It's a very famous college. Spent 2 years
Sarah
there.
Lawrence.
Sarah Lawrence, famous. Barbara Walters went there. If anybody is old enough to remember, Yoko Ono, you all, Leslie Gore, it's my party. I saw her in the bookstore once. The daughters of scions of industry and media went there. I was not a wealthy girl, but my father wanted me to have that opportunity. So I got to go to Sarah Lawrence. And when I was reading the alumni journals and the stories that were coming in the mail and coming in email, I would say, what have I done with my life? I haven't invented anything that is saving people in
Right.
another country. I haven't started a art museum. I haven't been in the Peace Corps, whatever. I haven't done any of that. What have I done? And I compared, and I think that's what people talk about with, for example, Sherry, Facebook, is that people are only putting out, it's like a bulletin board of everything they've done that they consider a success worth crowing about.
Yeah.
And other people say, oh, I can't measure. What have I done in my life? I think it's making us feel bad about
It
ourselves.
does, and it's a major problem with young people today.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm going to read the opening poem, which I haven't done yet, assuming that everybody knows who we are, and just because I feel like doing it, and I
You,
changed it a
don't they?
little. And then we'll do the Saucy Dame songs. If you have a couple songs, I have a couple too. And then we'll go into, I think right off the top, we're going to go into your Lisbon trip because I want to see those
Oh,
pictures. Is that all
okay.
right?
Yeah, I thought we were going to do Christmas movies today, but
Well,
that's
you know what? All right, we'll stick to the agenda. I'm just so excited about your list. No, we'll do the agenda. We'll do off the top. So we'll do the holiday shopping, what your style is. We'll do New Year's resolutions, yay or nay. We'll do holiday TV and movie classics, and then we'll do favorite ways you relax, and then we'll do the Lisbon trip. I promise. Okay, so
yeah.
here we go. You know us well, Bonnie D and Sherry M too, seasoned in tech. We love what we do. We're here online and socials embrace, sharing our POVs in our own niche space. Now on We Dish, we're here to play, lightening up in our own uniquely fresh way, chatting on culture. And Sherry, because of Martin, I no longer say wacky headlines. It's say what? Chatting on culture, say what news we adore. Have to do it that way. Music,
I
food,
like it.
laughter. I do too. And oh, so much more. We're taking real people chat to a new height. Bird just fell out of my window. New height. Comments. Here we go. Tune in live or on demand, day or night. We won't be here, but you can find us. It's recorded. Meet us in our live streaming glow. Sherry, make a glow. Come on, we're glowing. Comments are, oh, that was beautiful. Comments are welcome. Just be nice. You know who you are. You know. Bonnie D and Sherry M, your two saucy dames, TOO. Together we dish on life's happy games. What'd you think?
That was awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So a couple songs that define you or refine you or whatever you think, couple songs. So we always do
Oh,
that.
do you know Brandy Carlisle?
I've heard of her. Yes.
Yeah, I just love her. She has so many songs that I really relate to, but she did an album with another group of women called the Highway Women, I think it's called. That
Mm-hmm.
a number of them on there. There's one in particular that my daughter pointed out to me. It's called it's I Want a House with a sprawling table or something like that. And it's about just really what I way I try to live. Like I want a house with a crowded table. That's what it is with a crowded table. I always want a lot of people here and just casual and enjoying themselves. And yeah, find that
Mm-hmm.
album. It's a good one.
I like that. Any other songs? Give me one more.
Well, then there's all the punk rock songs that I really like, but Billy Joel and Elton John were two of my favorites of all time. And Billy Joel has a new song out that came out this summer. It's called Turn the Lights Back On. And
Ooh,
yeah, it's really, really good. And the story behind it, writing it is really cool too. I think he's been doing some writing with some younger songwriters, and they wrote this one together. And the guy, I don't know who the guy is, I'm sorry, but he said, Billy, why wouldn't you record this? He said, this sounds exactly like one of your songs. And he encouraged him to go back in the studio and record it.
very,
Turn,
very cool. By the way, I want to compliment you. I know you have a new computer and your microphone is phenomenally sharp and clear, and I am delighted. I just wanted to tell you that.
thank
You
you, Apple.
you always sound good, but you sound good this time. Really, really good. My songs, I have a couple of new ones here. I like New Attitude by Patti LaBelle, because I find as a woman in business, you need to reinvent yourself and get a new attitude from time to time, or you need to
Yeah.
find the old attitude that got squished and trodden upon and stuffed away in a corner, and you need to bring it out, dust it off, and make it new again. Also, Happy Dance by Mercy Me. It's a Christian rock band, and while I'm not a Christian rocker, I love the song because it's done in a basement at a wedding. It looks like in the country somewhere, and The band has, they're wearing white shirts with a bow tie and black pants and black shoes. And the lead singer is singing Happy Dance when they get to that part. And the line I love is, it's not what you move, it's what moves you.
Oh, I like that.
Happy Dance. And the video is phenomenal. Find it, just Happy
I'm
Dance.
gonna write that down. Happy
And
day.
the other one I found, Katy Perry, Roar. I got
Oh,
the
I like that too. I like
I thought
Katy
you would. I
Perry.
got the Eye of the Tiger, a fighter dancing through the fire. Reminds me of another song called Walking a Broken Glass. I think from time to time the road gets bumpy for female, for a lot of women in business, in especially in tech. We all know those stories. And you are walking on broken glass and dancing through the fire. And the question is, do you know who you are? Do you know where you're going? Or do you at least have a compass that'll get you on the right road to
I think we
somewhere?
do. I think that we are often, I think this happened to Katie, is my guess. I've never heard her say this, but I think that we are often taken off track by someone that we feel passionate about that doesn't deserve it.
Sometimes we are. Yes,
Yeah.
we are. That emotional comes in, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, she cries, she bleeds, she breathes, she dances, she sings, she's a girl. Oh my goodness. Trouble for that one. Okay, here we go. Off the top. Let's do our topics now. Holiday shopping, Sherry, in person or online, wish lists or gift cards. Are you a good wrapper? And I don't mean like a wrapper. I mean, do you wrap presents well? What's your position on holiday shopping? What do you do?
Okay, so I do like to go to the store, especially on Black Friday, just because it's tradition. It's fun. My daughter and I will go every year, even though she has an infant this year. We've planned to, and neither one of us have money. We're like, let's just go and hit a few stores, man. It feels very Christmassy. All the stores are decorated. But I do a lot of my shopping online. I mean, part of it is because the kids do wish lists and they ask for specific things, you know?
How old are these kids who have wish lists?
Um, 30 and
Oh,
33.
those kids.
33-year-old only wants money though, which is easy but not
Yeah,
fun. And then
yeah.
there's the grandchildren, who they'll just, we used to walk through Toys R Us and there were so many different toys and they would
Oh, yeah.
pick. Now they just thumb through Amazon or,
Yep.
Google and show me stuff that they want.
Yep. I just give Amazon e-gift cards to my granddaughters who are both in graduate school. And I look at their wish lists and sometimes I say, I wouldn't want to buy that for them, or why, or I don't want to ask. It's none of my business. So I just say, here, buy yourself something fun and send me a picture. And that's it. And that has worked for years. My son asked me to buy him a book. There's apparently a magician, an Asian magician, who was doing things that nobody's ever seen done before, sleight of hand. And my son wants to have the book where the magician tells some of his methods in the book. And I thought, and I bought him a video game. He has everything he needs in life, but he asked me for a video game for his birthday. It was like $30. So I bought it for him on Amazon. So I'm waiting for the name of the book, and he will get that for Hanukkah or Christmas or whatever he's celebrating.
I
And
do get books every year for everyone. They're probably getting
yeah.
tired of them now, but I don't get Christmas cards. I get each one of the family members a book, and then that means something for me with them or to them, and then I
Mm,
write and date it. So my younger daughter, is very into cooking healthy foods. One
mm.
of the cookbooks that I got her, she regifted to a friend. And I said, but Kayla, I signed it. She said, I'm just going to cut that page out of the.
Oh my, that's like buying books at garage sales where they have somebody dedicated the book. I get books from authors on my Monday show, and I used to get hard copy books, and they always put in the page of Dear Red or whatever they
Yeah,
were saying to me. If I gave it away, I just left it in there. So ignore the first page, and that was it. Oh my goodness gracious. Well,
that's
yeah,
it.
the time comes. I agree with you. Shopping used to be fun. I was in New York. I lived in Long Island for years, and I loved going to uh,
Betty into
the
this.
the toy stores in the city and going to the windows of Saks and Lord and Taylor and Macy's, and something so festive about being in a big city. But you couldn't drag me back right now. I'm in a little place in Tennessee and I'm perfectly happy. But FAO Schwartz was always quite a trip. It
Oh,
was
it was so fun. There
it,
and Macy's. I used to go there every year just for fun, not really to do serious shopping, but just for fun and to get the
I
spirit.
I worked on Ninth Avenue in New York, right across from Penn Station, and used to walk over to Macy's for lunch. It was a couple
Oh,
of blocks on 34th Street, and they had the cellar, CELLAR, downstairs,
yes, I remember that.
and they had the most wonderful warm croissants filled with sometimes ham and cheese or other fillings. And I used to buy one for lunch, and they had little tables, or I would just bring it back to the office and eat it there. And it was
That sounds
lovely.
delicious. Now you have me
Just
hungry for
lovely.
that.
I know I'm gonna have to buy croissants. Okay, there we go. I'm buying my grocery store here, Food Lion makes, or there somebody there makes mini bagels that are everything. And they're full of all kinds of seeds, which I know are good for you. Going, you never mind. But a couple of weeks ago, the everything bagels smelled of onions and they were phenomenal. And they don't do that anymore. It's like somebody accidentally put onions into the seeds, little bits
Really?
like an onion bagel. And it was wonderful. Not raw onions, cooked
And
onions, but
everything bagel to me does have onion and garlic in it. And there is a FedEx delivery right now, so we are going to hear my dogs going crazy.
that's fine. Do you need to go get the door? You need to take a second, or are you
Yeah,
okay?
I'll just mute you so you don't have to hear her.
Okay, that's fine. Well, I'm ready for, don't mute because we're ready for New Year's resolutions, yay or nay. You can make this fast.
Oh, geez, I do it every year, and it usually has to do with dieting. And there was only one year I was really successful at it.
Okay, is that I forgot to put my flower on. Hold on. I
Yeah, you
just
did. I was going to say
I
something
just
before.
discovered I'm looking way too play. I hear the dogs. It's okay to hear the dogs. It's not a problem.
One year, Kayla decided that she and I were going to do the Whole30 diet. And she was when she was living at home. And that girl was so rigid. She followed it by the book. Like we emptied out the closet after Christmas, got rid of all the junk. She had meals. It worked for me, but she
Yeah.
had meals planned for us. I don't have that discipline unless, because the man I live with would just eat sausage and pasta every day
Yep.
and cookies and ice cream and
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. Yep.
But that did work. We did do the 30.
Good.
She said she cheated. And I was like, I did not cheat. I was afraid you would yell at me.
I don't do any resolutions. I just try to get up and have a good day every day. I think about what am I going to do today? How many radio shows, or I still call them radio, how many live streams today? I have two. Tomorrow I have one. Friday I have one. And what do I need to do to prep for the upcoming shows? And when do I need to go to the grocery store? And when do I have a Zoom call with my family on Sundays? And that's what I think about. Those are my resolutions. It's really weekly. It's not New
Yeah.
Year's doesn't mean anything to me. And I still can't get myself back to finishing my mystery thriller novel that I wrote that still is in two parts. The almost murder part, that person, that set, and the infrastructure of the book of the community, which is hysterically funny. And I made them in two separate parts and I got to put them back together. I keep thinking about it. And if I make a resolution, I made one about 5 times. By October 31st, I will write it. By November 3rd, I will write it. By July 20th, I'll write. Hasn't worked yet. So I will get there when I'm ready, when I'm ready. Let's go to rapper. Are you a good rapper? Are you a gift rapper?
I used to love
Forgot that.
I am a good rap. I do still fuss a lot with the rapping. I like it all to look very, picture perfect under the tree.
Yes.
Ridiculous.
I was taught a trick for making ribbon for wrappings years ago by a woman I worked with at Savings Banks Trust Company. Her name was Susan, and she was a marketing person. And I don't know why I remember this, Sherry. This is going back to the 1980s. But she told me if you have a decent quality wrapping paper, forget the ribbon, forget the bows, you have a decent quality wrapping paper, you cut a rectangle, and then you hold your hand on the bottom of the rectangle and you cut down into strips that are about a half to 3/4 of an inch wide down into this so that it's like flaps, like these things are just
Yeah,
there. Then you take the broad part, the flat part of a scissors, and you curl them carefully against the scissors as though it was the curling ribbon.
right.
And then you take the base and you can fold it and turn them and flip them around and then tape the base to the gift, and the ribbon, so-called ribbon, will match the wrapping paper.
Hmm.
And it's gorgeous. And then what I do when I've done the curling and they're curled up, they're like little roller curls, all rolled up. You stretch them out one at a time and you take the scissors and you cut into them and make them into thinner streamers,
Oh,
very thin. And then you have all this stuff and you just move it around gently with your hand and make it into the shape you want. You can
how
long,
interesting.
make them as long or as short as you want. If you have good quality wrapping paper, even the kind that's printed on two sides, it makes it all the more fun. So
Oh,
that's something
yeah.
I
Good
learned years
idea.
ago. Yep, good idea. Okay, we got care of that. We got care. Yes, Bonnie, thank you. Holiday movies, TV favorites, classics. It's a Wonderful Life, Charlie Brown, Rudolph, the Snowman, Snowy, whatever. Holiday movies from Hallmark, kids movies. What's your favorite?
So while I'm working, doing something, I like to put Hallmark on because you don't have to pay attention. The girl always
Yeah,
gets the guy
yeah,
at the
yeah,
end,
yeah.
and that's it.
That's true.
But my favorite of all time is White Christmas.
Mm.
We just watched that yesterday, as a matter of fact, and I require that my children and grandchildren watch that every year. That one's my favorite. It's a Wonderful Life. I also
Hmm.
I just love that story. And then I do like the stop motion animation ones that we grew
Oh.
up with. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like Frosty and Rudolph and what's the other one? Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Love all of those. And then the newer ones, I love the movie Spirited. It was made for Apple TV with Will
Mm-hmm.
Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds, and they are hysterical. It My grandchildren loved it. There's a lot of stuff that's off color in it though, but the scripting and the words and the song, the play on words and everything is so smart. It's just so fun.
Spirited. I have to look
Uh,
for it.
to
I'll
look at
I'll
that.
look for that. I watch the Hallmark movies sometimes during the year, not the Christmas movies. I cry very easily and I don't want to do that. But I like the mysteries where I think Brooke Shields owned a floral shop, and
Yeah.
Lori Loughlin before she got into what she shouldn't have gotten into. I think she owned a bakery and somebody dies, somebody's murdered, and then there's the Aurora Tea Garden. Aurora Tea Garden and her mother. Her mother was a realtor, and Aurora is nosy and gets in everybody's business, and she solves murders too. So there's all of these series, and they're just a lot of fun. And sometimes there were 10, 12, 15 episodes in each series that are, I don't know when they did them, a month apart, a year apart, but you can look for them, and they're the Hallmark
Okay.
mysteries, and they're
Okay.
fun. They're really, really fun. I can't watch the holiday movies. They make me cry, as I already said. So there you go. So, favorite ways you relax at the holidays, or do you, Sherry? Is that rhetorical?
Oh God.
Nonsensical?
You see I'm wearing my Mickey necklace.
Yes, I see.
We're going to Disneyland, this Disney World this year before Christmas. From the 11th to the 18th. So this holiday season will not be very relaxing, but it'll be fun.
It'll
Um,
be fun. How many of you are going?
15, 15 of us this time.
Hello?
Yeah.
Seriously? Wow, I
Yeah.
don't know that many people to go anywhere.
My
Okay.
daughters and their partners and their kids, and then my ex-husband, and a couple that he used to play in Bob's band years ago. And the wife and I were always thrown together. So we've remained friends since the children were little. So she's going with her two grown children and
Mm-hmm.
her grandchild.
Oh my.
Yeah. So it should be fun. It will be fun.
How many months did it take to plan to get that many people together?
I have a Disney timeshare, so I start like about 12 months ahead of time
Yeah, I
picking
figured.
the dates
Yep.
we're gonna go, and then we just
Nice.
work, my daughter and I just work on it throughout the year. She
Lovely.
she's the one with the baby, the infant. This ought to be
Mm-hmm.
interesting because she's the one that makes us rope drop every day and is like, "Come on, get going. We're going out the door at 7 o'clock promptly." And this time will be interesting to see how she
Yep.
goes. I guess Luca the baby is going out the door at 7 o'clock with us. I don't know.
Whether Luca's walking or being pushed or strolled or
No,
on
Luca will be stroller. Yeah.
mommy's back or mommy's tummy or whatever. Very interesting. Well, I wish you a brave trip. You're going in December, I assume?
Yeah, December
Oh,
11th to the 18th, which is one of the
lovely.
quieter weeks. One year we went, actually flew out on Christmas Day
Hmm.
with the kids, which was great because the airport was empty at that time. But the park was very, very crowded, which you might expect.
Sure.
Yeah.
One year when I was living in Oregon, I decided to go to Club Med, and none of my friends wanted to spend the money. I was working as a programmer analyst for a big organization, and they said, "Oh, we're not going to spend the money. We'll go see our cousin in California. We'll go see our niece in Oregon, somewhere like it. What a blah blah blah." Okay, so I booked a flight to Cancun, and all of the charter flights were taken. I booked too late. So I flew commercial, regular from the little tiny airport in Eugene, Oregon, where there was one man who held the flags up and brought the planes in and helped them get out. He took the garbage off the plane. Little guy, he had an umbrella when it was raining and he'd hold the umbrella over, you'd take you into the terminal. There were only two gates in the terminal. So I went to San Francisco in the middle of a monsoon, and I managed to take a bus, and I was wearing a suit. I sewed all my own clothes in those days, Sherry, and I
Oh
wore
my
a
goodness.
green, it was like a green, almost a velour, green velour suit, Kelly green. It was just emerald gorgeous, and high heels. And I got a bus out of the San Francisco airport to go to downtown. And I stood on a line where people were waiting to see Peggy Fleming and the Ice Capades at a theater. And I managed to find a family of seven. One of them hadn't shown up, and they sold me their ticket for cash. I have no idea what I paid. So I sat in the middle of a family of about 8 or 10 people in like something the 12th row orchestra and saw Peggy Fleming in the
Oh,
Ice Capades. Meanwhile, it was monsooning outside. Got the bus. How I did this, I don't even know. I got the bus back to the airport. All the flights were delayed. I slept across the arms of chairs in the airport until I think 5 in the morning, and then they took us out to some airport in Texas, and we got there, and the weather was even worse. And then I got a flight to Cancun, and all of the Club Med cabs and charter conveyances, whatever taxis were taken. So I had to get a regular cab. I didn't speak Spanish. They didn't speak English, or the one I got wasn't. And I just did a little prayer, even though I'm not Christian. I crossed myself and I said, God, get me to Club Med, please, in one piece. I didn't know where I was going. We're going through roads. We're going through, it was an adventure. And I'm saying, oh my God, what am I doing this for? Why am I doing this? Am I going to be able to be alive and tell people? Eventually, he got me to the Club Med in Cancun. At this point, the storm was so bad, the palm trees were laying down on their sides. Everything was blowing. And for some very strange reason, instead of sharing a room, Club Med gave me a private room with two beds. And the beds were something like a wooden pallet almost on the floor, a little bit up with it was like a straw mattress. You were not talking comfort here. And the storm passed. And the next day I went down, had breakfast. I had a gallon of Mexican coffee that was unbelievable. It was like cocoa. It was amazing. And caffeine didn't bother me in those days. I was drinking gallons of that stuff. And a family from New Jersey adopted me. Two parents, it must have been in their 50s, and their two grown children, and their son was engaged to a nurse back home, and he wasn't sure he wanted to marry her. Anyway, we partied in the disco every night until 4 o'clock in the morning. Hands up, baby, hands up, give me your heart. Anyway, we stayed in touch for a while afterwards. When I came back, I got a flight from Cancun straight up to Boise, Idaho, where it was a snowstorm, and we were in the plane watching the snow swirling around, and we stayed there, and then we flew back to Eugene, and the little man was there, the little blonde man was there with the flags guiding the plane in. And it was quite an adventure, that was my,
great
but
memories.
when I was at Club Med in Cancun, it was Christmas week. That's what I was telling you, so because you sparked the idea. And it was, they had one night, we had boats with lanterns in them on the lagoon at Club Med, and they were playing Christmas music, and we were all standing on this dock or this pier watching these beautiful boats, these little boats going by with the music playing, and it was dark and the stars were out, and it was just lovely. It was just a lovely experience. And I got back to Eugene before New Year's, and I told my friends, "Oh, we made tie-dyed scarves, and you had beads. You bought beads were part of the package, and you didn't pay for your drinks. You used beads for drinks. There was no money involved, and the food was phenomenal, just phenomenal." And I made a lot of friends there and went on the beach and watched them parasailing. And it was the first and I think the only time I've ever gone on a vacation all by myself like that. But
Really?
it was Christmas, and it was many years ago, and it was a beautiful experience. Just a beautiful. Yeah, I've never
Yeah.
gone on vacation by myself like that before or after.
Oh,
Anyway.
you should. You should.
Yeah, well, not anymore. But I'm going to live vicariously through yours. I want to know all about your trips.
Okay.
Okay, Sherry, now it's time. We want to know. Lisbon, you ready to share? You have sharing
Yeah,
on for you?
let's see if I can share.
If not, I'll get the sound off and you can share on your
So
own.
starting screen share will stop the other's computer sound
You
share.
know what? I'm going to stop the sound right now and you have full share capabilities. Go ahead.
Well, let's just see what happens.
Okay. Hit the share and whichever
Also,
screen.
yeah, I don't know which screen.
If you only have
Try
one
this
screen,
one.
just pick the first one. Yep.
Okay, this is something I
There we
did in
go.
my movie. Can you see this? Now,
Yes, yes, we can. Yes.
let's see if I can make this big. How do I do this?
That's don't want to crop. You want to what are you in? You're in iMovie? Is that what you're in?
Yeah, but I'd rather show it in Apple TV. Can you see it if I share it in Apple TV? Can you see my
I
screen?
don't know. Give it a try. You have to go to share. You have to go to advanced, share advanced, go back to share, stop sharing. You go to share advanced and then you go to video. And that would show it that way. Maybe. If not, just yep. You want to try that? And if not, we're full screen now on my screen. If not, we'll just do it,
I
do
got
the
it now. It's
iMovie.
there. The Apple
Okay.
TV wasn't there
There you
yet.
go. See? Okay. Let's play it.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. So I will tell, let me just rewind this a little bit.
yeah.
This I don't have any music to it, so I can
That's
just
fine.
do it.
You
Um,
talk.
this is just me arriving in Portugal and noticing like the different houses and stuff. But I couldn't check into the Airbnb, so I had to walk up these hills. These are the hills you're going to see,
Mm-hmm.
like an 8-minute walk to drop my luggage somewhere. I'd never heard of this before. There were several luggage places that you could go and drop your luggage if you wanted to go do something during the day. So I was like, I have to walk all the way up this hill.
Mm.
And then this is the timeout market. Did you see the full pig's head in there?
No,
It went too fast.
that's
Um,
okay.
and they had all these little restaurant places in there that were from famous chefs. And look how nicely they're set, Bonnie. They
Mm-hmm.
all had real dishes. They were all just little booths like a regular farmer's market. There was
Mm.
wine and everything. And then there was a central kitchen that you took your food dishes back to. But
Mm.
anything you can imagine eating was, yeah, they would have each booth would have like 5 items on the menu, for example. It was all gourmet food. It was beautiful. Now, this is the Airbnb, and just right there, that's the oven. Now, right there on the bottom, see this thing here?
Mm-hmm.
That's a washing machine and dryer.
What?
Yeah. You're going to see later that this is on the fourth floor of this old building.
Oh
And there's
my.
this little balcony here. And I'm going to tell you, when I got there before Kiara did. We knew it was on the fourth floor.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, we can handle that, right? I get there, he opens the double doors, and these steps are like straight up like this, and they're like old stone steps recovered in concrete. And I'm like, oh my God. He goes,
Wow.
I'll carry your suitcase for you.
Thank you.
This was on the fourth floor. And it was a really
Charming.
cute apartment. It was charming. There were 2 bedrooms and a nice bathroom. And then you're gonna see me look out over the balcony here. So you get this oh, an
Lovely.
old town. It's just beautiful.
Right in the middle of it. Nice.
Yeah, it was just beautiful. And then the timeout market was just 2 blocks down from there. So that was easy for me to do during the day. Oh, he left us these. These are pastilles,
Mm-hmm.
custard with in a flaky crust. This is a restaurant. This restaurant here, that's the truck that you just saw. So
Mm-hmm.
that's their outdoor seating. And this, I took a picture of this and you'll see it more close up because everyone had their laundry hanging out.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm like, that is like an eye opener because
There you are.
that's on Pink Street, the
Yeah.
night. This is Commerce Square, one of many Commerce Squares. That's the largest ones. And it's near the this is where like years ago they would have all their like they would all come and sell their goods or gather together to meet. And of course, churches. This is one of the beautiful churches that was there. Look
Lovely.
at all the people in here. It's crazy. And then the art. the original artwork that is in some of these churches, you forget that they housed a lot of the original artwork from the days long, long ago. And just the stone and it's amazing. Just walking
Beautiful.
the street.
I love the oldness of it. The
Yes.
there's
And see
history.
these tiles, the tiles are on the outside of all the buildings to help preserve them, and they're just beautiful. Now, this is our lunch. This is cod with three different cheeses in it. It was
Hmm.
amazing. And this was like they called it a rice bowl. Whoops. Sorry about that. They called it
Okay.
a rice bowl, but I would not have called it a rice bowl. I would have said it was more like Portuguese like bowl with soup and rice and all different kinds of seafood in it. This is looking out from one of the castles. And the castle was there when you think about their castles, oh, we gotta stop here, Bonnie. When you think about their castles, they're just in ruins, but they are
Hmm.
they've gone through so many different legacies, I guess, and rulers that they've all been used for different purposes over the centuries for so many different things. So the excavation there is revealing so much about various different centuries of life back then.
Yeah.
This is interesting because it's a dog park.
Mm. Really?
Look
That's
at
what all
the,
the slides are.
yeah, look at how
Oh, is
fun
it
that is.
very cool? Is it a neighborhood runs it, or is this some organization? It's just people put this stuff
Well,
there.
since I couldn't read the Portuguese, I couldn't tell you, but who runs it, but it was just in the middle of, as you can see, in the middle of
M-
a neighborhood.
Middle of there. Hmm.
I'm just walking down the narrow streets.
That Kiara in the bottom
That
there?
is Kiara.
Yeah.
This is these cobblestones everywhere, and I mean literally
What
everywhere.
was the woman in the stones there? What
The
was
woman
that?
in the stones, she is a singer, a very famous singer that they honored by doing her in cobblestone. And
Really? That's an
yeah,
art. Let's
yeah,
see it
it's
again.
beautiful. There it is.
You're kidding.
No, it's all in cobblestone. I mean,
Wow.
literally, when they say there are cobblestone streets, it is everywhere. Like you do not go there with heels.
Oh my goodness. That's phenomenal. That's
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Yeah, so it's very beautiful. This place we stopped at for a glass of apple spritz wine, and it's
Mm-hmm.
sold juice and wine, if you noticed.
Mm-hmm. Ooh,
This
what's
is one of our
that?
favorite dinners. This,
Yeah.
let's go back because that was good. Um, this thing,
Foot and wine therapy. I like that.
yeah, isn't it cool?
Mm-hmm.
This on the right, that's corn on the cob. It has the husks and
Really?
everything, and it was made into an appetizer with seasonings on it. It was so good.
Wow. Oh, and there's the coffee with the leaf on it, the beautiful
Yep.
decoration. Coffee lab. Okay. Lovely. Bet
This is
that
a
was good.
monastery.
Yeah.
Huge, huge. Now, this is near the waterfront. This is a big monument that's there to all the explorers that Portugal had, which I had no idea they had so many explorers and discovered so many different lands. That's the view of it from a distance.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little food truck along the water. You can see the sailboats in the back. Another
Watermelon?
beverage truck, beverage.
Were those watermelons?
Yep, here's
There
Kiara
you,
and
there
I.
you go. Hello.
And this is SAP took us on a boat tour, an evening boat tour. So you can
Mm-hmm.
see along the river. That looks very much like something in Brazil. These are the literal clouds hanging above us.
Wow.
It was beautiful. It was chilly by
Yep.
then, but it was really truly beautiful. And a nice way for all of us to get together before the conference started.
Very nice.
Yeah.
There you are.
Doesn't it look like the Golden Gate Bridge?
Yes, it
Cop-
does.
Copy it or we copied it. And this I put in here. This is the Success Connect conference, but you could see how the contemporary conference building was in the middle of all these old buildings.
Yeah.
So it was
Interesting.
a very educational time and very
Thank
fun.
you.
Saw a lot of our friends, but Portugal was just beautiful. Oh, this.
What is
I
this?
don't know if you can tell what this is. It's a recreation of a beach.
Yeah.
Best beach findings. This is all candy. Everything on there is edible.
What? What's the sand? What's that white, the white
It
stuff?
was some kind of lime crumble cookie.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was phenomenal. It was done by some chocolate shop over there. It was part of the evening festivities that they took us to. They took us to this place, and I wish I would have written down the name of it. It was a building that was built in Brazil for some kind of Portuguese celebration, and then they literally brought the building back here. It looks like an old, huge mansion. It's gorgeous. They had every kind of entertainment in there imaginable. They had a woman being body painted. They had this. They had all kinds of food. They had music from the 90s and 80s to begin with, and they switched over to disco music. And
Mm,
it was just really, I was surprised at how well organized it was. It was just a really cool place to
very
start
cool.
dancing. Yeah.
Very cool. Oh my.
Yeah. And even that, like,
Oh,
that's almost like Cirque du Soleil. Everyone's
oh,
doing that now. Even the Ice Capades are doing that.
oh my. He keeps going up.
Yeah, it was just stunning. So
That's a
a
good word
very
for it.
wonderful experience. My favorite part was Old Town. Just really loved it. And we loved our Airbnb, although once we were downstairs, I'd be like, I don't know that I can walk up those steps again, Kiara, and come back down. If I go up there, I'm staying up there. I messaged her because I got there first and I said, Kara, I hope you only brought a backpack. And she said, she was already in Europe. So she said, yes, I only have a backpack. I said, darn good thing, because wait till you see the steps.
Oh my goodness. It looks like a fabulous trip. Thank you for the slideshow, Sherry. Thank you for the video. That was
It was fun.
great. Do you want to skip the say what headlines? Because we've just had so much. It's up to you. I have a
Oh
couple
no, we can
stories.
we can
You
go.
got
No,
stories?
I
Okay.
know you have a good one. Let's go with yours. Let's start with yours.
How do you know which one I have?
Well, I don't know which one you're going to share, but you shared a good one with me this week if it's the same one.
Oh, yes, 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 about the manicurist.
Yeah, you have to show that.
Yes, let me show that one. Let me share this one. Okay, let me go to screen, first screen, and let's see if we've got it. Okay, so there is a Japanese manicurist in, she is near, where is she near? Here, blah, 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 blah. Let me read it. She's in Chigasaki, Japan, and her name is Naomi Aramoto, and she is wheelchair bound. She had a spinal injury, and she combs the beach for sea trash. She has a manicure salon, Sherry, and she makes nail art. She sifts through the sand and all of the quote unquote trash. Tiny bits of plastic she molds into decorative tips on false nails at her salon. And she came up with the idea after she was part of a community cleanup near the coast. She said, I became aware of environmental issues the moment I saw with my own eyes just how much plastic waste was in the ocean. I thought it was horrifying. They say there's an estimated 22 million tons of plastic waste dumped into the environment each year. And a UN summit in Busan, South Korea, starting this coming November, well, starting today actually, aims to craft a landmark treaty that would set global caps on plastic production. So this woman, and I just, you can see the picture. This is an example of the
Beautiful.
art. Is that something? I'm assuming that it's these pieces on top of the nail here that she reclaims and
Yeah,
attaches to the
I
nail.
assume too, but also the nail looks sculpted.
Doesn't it? Yeah, it does. It almost looks like a seashell, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know what? You're right. There are bits and pieces. They didn't talk about her process, but let me see where she is now. I had the, here we go. It's called Umigomi Nail Art, Japanese manicurist, sea trash, nail plastic waste, oceans, environments, and decorative nail plastic. Yes, and that's the story. So it's near Tokyo, and she lives near the beach. Is that something? So thank
It's
you for,
crazy.
yeah, I thought you knew I was going to share that one today.
Yeah,
Do
I
you
love
have
that.
one? You have one?
How much would you pay for a banana taped to a wall?
Oh, I know. I did that a
Did you
couple
see
weeks ago.
that
Yeah.
one?
What'd they get? 6 million or something for it? Or
6.2 million.
6.2. It used to go for 1.6. It's a banana with a piece of tape over the
Duct
top of
tape
it.
one. Yeah. Is
I
that,
know.
we
It's
live in a country that has too much money to spend?
story's been going around for weeks, and I did it on the show a couple weeks ago. It's still in the news though, Sherry. So it's still
It's still
appropriate.
news. And the thing is, like, he's going to eat the banana, or he did eat the banana, but he has what he bought theoretically was the rights to recreate that,
The
to
instructions on
take
how to put
another
the banana on the wall
banana
with
on
the
a wall and tape it.
what is it? What kind of tape? Is it electrical? It's
No,
silver
it was duct tape when I
duct
saw it.
tape. Unbelievable. 6 point. Yeah, too much, too much. I hope
Yeah.
the money went to a good cause. You got another one?
One more. Oh, I don't know if I can show the picture. This little cat. He's so cute. Let me see if it'll let me, if I
You
can
can
see
share
it.
if you want.
Um, he's so cute. He got stuck in a drain pipe. Did you see
Oh,
that?
no, I didn't.
They had to have the firemen come and take him out. And you can see if I can get into, let's see if it lets me share this one. Uh, there's the banana with the duct tape. This cat, can you see?
Oh, yes, I can
Look
see.
at him coming out of the ceiling.
Oh my God.
How?
That's scary. That's just scary.
That poor little thing.
Poor kitty. Wow.
And I'm thinking he may have been in there a while when he was smaller and grew in there.
Cou- Well, that how would he
Did he
eat
get
though?
out?
How would he get nutrition to grow, Sherry?
I don't know. Isn't
Less
that the
than
craziest
perfect
thing about?
results. That's an insulting headline. Less than perfect results. Oh my!
Oh,
It said the cat wriggled through the drain pipe, so it sounds like it was on its way to somewhere. You think?
how did it, what did he do? Go into a sewer drain or something? I don't know.
I don't
But that
know.
it's
Poor
incredible.
thing. It is. It absolutely is. Well, I'm glad they got it to wriggle out. I have one more to show. Actually, I have two. Let's see. I'm going to do this one. The picture is not that important, but the story is interesting. The positive power of Cambridge's 2024 word of the year. The word is manifest, Sherry.
Mm.
It's become a buzzword used by pop stars, athletes,
Excuse
TikTok
me. I was
influencers.
using that since 2018 when my life went in the toilet. So
I have a feeling people were with nearly 130,000 lookups on the Cambridge Dictionary website this year. It earned the 2024 word of the year. Meaning of to manifest is to imagine achieving something you want. It's like the dream boards, right? In the
yeah,
belief that doing so will, or law of attraction, will make it more likely to happen. And while it's unrealistic, manifest combined with action can be a powerful way. Yes, there's good research on the value of positive thinking. And while we're doing that, let me share. I have one more in here. Well, I've got this now, and here we go. A Friends themed game show is celebrating the 30th anniversary of the sitcom Coming to Max. Okay. And this is a picture of the crew. And this was obviously way back, and Matthew Perry is still very much alive. You've got all your key players there, Courtney Cox and Jennifer Aniston, and all the rest. Who we got? David Schwimmer, Lisa Kudrow, Matthew Perry, and Matt LeBlanc. And a game show looking for the ultimate Friends fan is coming to Max and honor Friends. Friends, we know, ran from 94 to 2004, and I just read the name of the stars. This is a four-part game show. I'm going to stop sharing and just talk about it. This is a four-part game show that will start production in October in New York City's Friends Experience the One activation, they said. From racing through Rachel and Monica's apartment to darting across Joey and Chandler's bachelor pad, grabbing a coffee at Central Perk, that was the coffee shop,
great.
fans will relive the famous moments while being put to the test with trivia, puzzles, and games that will keep diehard Friends fans on their toes. The quickest team participating in the fast paced competition will claim the title Ultimate Friends Fans. Dan Sachs, Bridget Terabol, Dan Norris, and Richard Burgio will serve as co-executive producers for the game show produced by Warner Brothers Unscripted Television. I didn't know they had a company in association with Warner Horizon. So what do you think of that?
That sounds fun.
Doesn't it? I know. Do you think you would want to apply for that?
I'm not good on the trivia, so yeah, no, I
Yeah,
wouldn't
I
do
wouldn't
well, but
either.
that does sound fun.
I think I had a Trivial Pursuit game. I got at a garage sale once that was a friend's Trivial Pursuit game, I think, and I wasn't that into it, but it was interesting. I'm more enjoy it. Oh no, it was a Seinfeld trivia game. Came in a metal box. It was a Seinfeld trivia game, and I love Seinfeld, but I didn't memorize the lines or
Yeah,
anything
I'm
like
not one
that.
of those people that memorizes the lines to things. Yeah.
So Sherry, am I gonna we gonna do this again before Christmas or between
Absolutely.
Christmas and New Year's? What do you think? Yep.
Yeah.
After Disney, after your Disney trip, will you bring another slide, a video for us?
That
Would
one could
you?
be funny.
Would you?
Okay.
If you unless it's too much family and you don't want to post that, that's
I'm
fine.
not, they don't care.
They
Listen,
don't care.
no,
Okay.
they're a public part of my life.
They're a public part of your life. I'm going to go back into audio share here and get me set up for the closing music. So any thoughts for people for what are you doing for Thanksgiving? Don't size of the bird and how many people are coming?
I have a 23-pound bird, which I don't think is big enough for 17 people. John
Well,
argues with me.
I
He
hope
says,
you're going
it's
to have
fine.
other
No.
sides. You're going to have sides with it too, and
Yeah,
desserts and
yeah,
appetizers. Okay,
yeah,
you'll be fine.
yeah.
You'll be fine. It can't be all about putting people to sleep with tryptophan, Sherry. There's got to be other food that'll keep them awake unless
There's
you want
fight for
them.
the white meat. You know what I'm saying?
I know. Well, I bought a 5.5 pound turkey breast, uh, something farms turkey breast, and it's just three of us. And the dogs, my grandpuppies are coming and they're not allowed to eat turkey or chicken. So I think
Oh,
they're allergic. So no. So it's just
John gave the liver to the dogs one year.
sick. Okay,
It
don't
was
tell her.
awful. I had like 20 people in the house and dogs puking
All
everywhere.
right, okay, we don't want to spoil anybody's dinner. Thank you very much. Well, it's just the three of us, and I'm making the sweet potato casserole with marshmallows and pineapples, and I have fresh green beans as a new recipe I found in some newsletter the other day. It's just water and a little bit of salt and the beans, and you cook it for I think exactly 5 minutes. And apparently, it's the green beaniest green beans. You can do it for carrots. It's the carrotiest carrots. I can send you the recipe if you want. So I
Yeah. Wait a
have
minute.
that.
What about the pineapple inside the
Oh,
pineapple
I
with?
have crushed pineapple and I put it in. I mash a can of Bruce's sweet potatoes, yams in heavy syrup, and you mash those. Put a little bit of butter in it, butter pieces, and add the drained pineapple, crushed pineapple, and then I put it in a casserole and I bake it until it's a little bit almost hot, almost done, and then I put the little mini marshmallows on top and brown them. That's a sweet
Sounds
potato.
interesting. I've never heard about putting pineapple in with them.
Oh, I've been doing it for years. And then I'm going to make fresh cranberry sauce. I bought extra cranberries last year and I froze them and I hope they're okay. And I make it with just sugar. I might put a little bit of pineapple in that too. It makes it very, very interesting. And so green beans and I'll make stuffing. I bought a loaf of white bread, which I haven't bought in years. And I bought an apple. I'm allergic to fresh apple, but cooked I can. So I'm going to do onions, celery, apples sauteed in the pan and add the bread and then put it under. I probably won't put it under the turkey breast. I'll put that in a bacon bag. I'll
Yeah.
probably just make it in a glass Pyrex dish in the oven and then add some of the turkey juice on top when the turkey
Yeah.
is done. So it's just three of us and I'm looking forward to it. And I bought a graham cracker crust and I'm going to make a small, not a deep dish, a small pumpkin pie. So I bought pumpkin stuff.
Delicious. Well,
Yeah,
Kayla's in charge of the pumpkin pie dessert. So I think we're having pumpkin bars.
and fresh whipped cream. Homemade fresh
Yep.
whipped cream with a little bit of
Yeah.
sugar in it and vanilla, little bit of creme on glace. So I want to wish you happy, wonderful Thanksgiving with you and your loved ones.
Happy Thanksgiving.
And I'm thankful that you and my friends, my good friends, Mary Ann and Karen G, and now we have Ken K and we have Martin S and other people joining me on We Dish. And I'm thankful and grateful that people want to talk to me. And
Ew.
tell me who they are. Tell me who they are. And that's a new thing I've added this year. So I'm very, very grateful for that. And I've got Read My Lips Radio starting at 4:45 this afternoon with three creatives. That's my Monday show, and my name is akaRadioRed. So I got to go get ready for that. Sherry, it's been lovely. Let me start the music. Let me make sure all the right buttons are on here, and we'll dance our way out of it. And they'll stick around for a minute and we'll talk, okay? Here we
Okay.
go. Can you hear it?
Yep.
Okay, let's dance.
So
Thank you
wanna
to Serge
be
Hoffman, two N's on Hoffman.
a good
Talented composer, singer, my lyrics. So you want to be. Oh, Sherry's really going at it.
you and fine.
Here we go.
Asking you
Get ready.
So you wanna
Here we go. Bop, bop, I'm going to go play drums today. Thank you.